It is the most modern of all our high courts, being, as the Judge President indicated, the first to be built by a democratic government. And of course, we shall complete the task of ensuring that, as envisaged in our Constitution, that all our people, irrespective of where they live or work, will have equal access to justice by ensuring that the Agter Oskom work in the ground, the remaining province, the Mpumalanga province, will next year finally also have its own dedicated high court. There has been a lot of work that's gone into this 1 billion rand worth project. Let's be transparent and mention the figures as well. And I believe it is worth every penny that was invested in it. And I think it should make the people of Limpopo proud. But it brings with it more than just pride. It brings many possibilities. Already, last October, we were here launching the Limpopo Society of Advocates. Many practitioners who come from this province, who have been practicing for many years in Gauteng, have brought back with them a wealth of experience to ensure that the quality of legal services that will be provided from this court to the people of this province is unsurpassed by any that can be received anywhere else. Many of them have practiced in high-pressured environments of Gauteng, and they bring with them all that experience. Equally, in setting up the court, when it opened its doors on the 25th of January this year, then we were still test driving this car to see if the shock absorbers had been properly designed and everything else, so that if it's a factory fault, we could then return it back to the manufacturer. And now we can with confidence say that what we can deliver to this province after a full year of test driving is a product that has been quality assured over a period of 12 full months. And this is what we hand over officially to yourselves, the judiciary, and I'll be effectively be presenting this to the Chief Justice as head of the judiciary. Now, from day one, on the 25th of January, we already had 6 matters on the court roll. And the first, I'll not tell you what was the nature of the case. I'm trying to navigate carefully on this narrow divide between the judiciary and the executive, and all the politics associated with that. So I'll leave matters of what happens in courts to the judiciary itself. Safe to say that, and I'm sure in due course you'll get to hear how this court has performed since it opened its doors. Personally, I am particularly impressed given the finalization of matters that has occurred, the role that is nicely built, including matters that were transferred from Gauteng to this court since it opened its doors. On that day, the 25th of January, we made sure that from day one, it was a full-service court. Advocate Ivy Tenga was transferred from Northern Cape to come and set up the NPA office here as the new DPP for the province. Herself, a daughter of the soil, but bringing with her a wealth of experience of many years of practice. The Family Advocate's Office is in place, has since been. The Master's Office is here. Legal aid is here. So we will not be delivering inferior or second-class service to this province just because you are so far away from the center. We want to make sure that the people of Limpopo receive the same quality of service across the board that any other province, big or small, rich or poor, will be able to enjoy. But this is a province that's also full of potential and promise. And we believe that this court can serve as an attraction to bring back the many skills that we have over the years donated to Gauteng and all other provinces. Because this province has a lot of potential. And here again, I must be careful not to step onto the toes of the Premier, because I'm going to say a bit about the economic prospects of this province, which is not the area of my responsibility. But I must nonetheless say that the sudden and exponential economic growth that this province presents creates unimaginable opportunities for many who will be attracted to come and work in this province thanks to the establishment of this court. But equally, the presence of this court is going to create the possibility for many economic activities to be attracted to this province as a result of its establishment here. So that all the many commercial matters that otherwise would have had to go to big law firms and be handled by big name advocates in Gauteng can now be dealt with and disposed of by judges who are located in this province with the use of counsel and attorneys that are located right here at the doorstep of the court, where our citizens will no longer have to travel long distances to Gauteng to receive justice. Some will literally have to walk to court to receive justice because they live in the city itself. But generally speaking, the centrality of the location of this court relative to the geography of the province as a whole presents itself as the perfect spot to promote the principle of access to justice. We have started rolling out, following the passing of the Superior Courts Act of 2014, and of course the 17th Amendment to the Constitution of 2013, we have started rolling out local sits. As you'd recall, under apartheid, you only had 1 or 2 local sits. Johannesburg a local seat for Pretoria, Maritzburg, and Durban, etc., we have started a process of rolling out local seats to support the main seats in provinces according to need. And in this province, we already have a fully fledged local seat in Thohoyandou to support this main seat here, and we're eyeing Lephalale as our next focus area to make sure that not only are the people of Limpopo provided with a court within their province, but that to cut the distances even further, the local seats will ensure as full service courts that people of Lephalale and surrounding areas, people of Thohoyandou and surrounding areas will not have to travel to Polokwane, because those will not be circuits but will be full service courts, almost equivalent to the local, to the main seat. So we come here lululating because we have a reason to celebrate as the people of this province. When we talk of development, we cannot talk of development without ensuring that the key drivers of development are in place. And one of those key drivers is access to justice. Of course, it's more than that. It's about access to and ensuring full enjoyment of all the basic rights in our Constitution, which of course the Chief Justice, more than me, is best qualified to articulate on. So with those few words, I once again firstly appreciate the presence of everybody, but secondly, to say to the Chief Justice, we've been the midwives so far. The child is born and born alive. We hand this baby over to yourselves. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much. Re leboga mantswe a mabotse ka ministera a re ngwana o belegwe. Pele ba mo handa over today. Go tlhokomelo ye tshwanetseng. Re be re gopela brass band e ba ka no re ba fitishe molaetša wa minister gape e le go emeletša acceptance speech by Chief Justice Mogoeng. While they're still on the way, let me acknowledge Advocate Brian Nair, National Operations Executive Legal Aid South Africa, National Commissioner Correctional Services, Mr. Z.I. Modise, the provincial leadership of the House of Traditional Leaders led by Hosi Chauke, they are here as well.
When troubles come, my heart burden me that I am still to more than I can be.
Thank you very much. Another round of applause. This was a way to request Chief Justice Mogoeng to come and give the acceptance speech.
Thank you. Thank you. Program Director, MEC Marco Mamakuribecha, the Honorable Minister of Justice and Correctional Services, Advocate Michael Masutha, the Honorable Judge President of the Limpopo Division of the High Court, other judges present and judicial colleagues from both the higher judiciary and the magistracy, the acting Premier Ndou, MECs present, Your Grace Dr. Barnabas Lekanyane, and His Grace Dr. Engenas Lekanyane, the Executive Mayor of the Capricorn District Municipality, Councillor Mbe, the Executive Mayor of the Polokwane Municipality, Councillor Nkadimeng, the Secretary General of the Office of the Chief Justice, the Director General of the Department of Justice and Constitutional Development, the builder himself, the Director General of Public Works, I appreciate you, sir, Secretary for Parliament, all royalty in the house. Where I come, we say Bembamu. We appreciate you, our leaders, Dr. Fikeni, members of the media, officials from both the Department of Justice and Constitutional Development and from the Office of the Chief Justice. My apologies, I forgot another crucial role player, and that is the National Commissioner of Correctional Services, Dr. Mudise. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. The official opening of this Limpopo Division of the High Courts communicates a message to the people of Limpopo and to South Africa, but it also holds out a promise to all of our people, including the beneficiaries of this state-of-the-art building. The message it communicates is that truly your right, your entitlement as the people of Limpopo to the enjoyment of access to the speedy delivery of quality justice has never been forgotten. Not by the executive arm of the state, not by the legislative arm of the state, and never by the judicial arm of the state. Meaning, however long it may take to deliver other services that you are entitled to, never lose hope in the commitment to actualize your rights. But this is the promise that it holds out to the people of Limpopo and to the broader South African populace. That your constitutional aspiration to actually have delivered to you quality justice, regardless of whether you're poor or rich, regardless of whether you're white or black, will indeed be realized. I think it is necessary to quote my late colleague, Chief Justice Pius Langa, and this is what he had to say about the rights of our people as enshrined in the Constitution. And I quote, "When the Bill of Rights was adopted, it was envisaged that it would achieve certain important objectives. One of them was that it would be an instrument to aid the poorest and the weakest, that it would accelerate the push towards the achievement of equality and the restoration and recognition of human dignity, as well as the enforcement of the state's positive obligations. The challenge is to translate that vision into reality. Members of the judiciary must be concerned if that objective, at least with regard to access to courts and justice, remains elusive." Let me add to that the remarks by former President Nelson Mandela in relation to judicial independence as a crucial ingredient to the ability of the judiciary to deliver the quality justice that our people deserve. And I quote, "The importance of the independence of the judiciary is one of the pillars of our democracy, and equally fundamental is the commitment to abide by the decisions of the courts, whether they are in one's favor or not." And finally, in this regard, the Constitutional Court had to say, "Inordinate delays in litigating damage the interests of justice. They protract the disputes over the rights and obligations sought to be enforced, and prolonging the uncertainty of all concerned about their affairs," close quote. Now, the minister has rightly said that a child has been given birth to. I see it more as the delivery of a public transportation system by those who bear the responsibility not only to purchase that mode of transportation, but also to maintain it. It never helps to build a court like this, beautiful as it is, with all the courtroom and office space that we need, and not provide the capacities that are crucial to the functionaries in that system to be able to deliver, to transport the promises held out to the public into reality. Let me make myself clear. Not only does the minister and the executive, and to an extent, Mr. Secretary, Parliament, bear the responsibility in line with Section 165 of the Constitution to ensure that there are court buildings available. There is a concomitant responsibility to ensure that they are properly maintained and properly capacitated to deliver the promise to the people of the Republic. I will just summarize, Minister, don't worry about the details. My colleagues from the magistracy the leadership of the magistracy are here. Together with the Deputy President, the Judge President, we had a meeting with them this morning. And the issues they raise underscore the crucial importance of ensuring that not only do you deliver a building like this, but you also make sure that the tools of trade are available to judicial officers and the support staff to make it happen. It is also important to make sure that these facilities are properly and regularly maintained. It is also crucial that you keep up with modernization programs, court modernization programs that are necessary to enable judicial officers and those playing a supportive role to them to be able to deliver quality justice expeditiously to the clientele of the court, because justice delayed is justice denied. It never helps to have an important building like this if the judicial capacity available is a far cry from what is required to ensure that every case that is trial ready is promptly responded to and people are able not to keep on coming to court over and over again because there is no judge or magistrate available to entertain their case. The dignity that the South African public is entitled to as the judiciary renders this crucial service to them demands that they do not come to court as many times as they have to. And that is why we have established a structure known as the National Efficiency Enhancement Committee, and it has its provincial, regional, and district equivalent, just to make sure that we implore our colleagues, whether it's public works, SAPS, correctional services, National Prosecuting Authority, Legal Aid South Africa, the attorneys and advocates profession, to make sure that everybody plays their part, and justice and constitutional development, of course. Everybody plays their part to ensure that only those matters that are ready to be heard are enrolled. I feel obliged to make this appeal to all of our people, the parliamentarians, and SAPS in particular. Let us communicate, because of the educational role that rests on our shoulders, the need to have people arrested only when it is unavoidable. There are cases that demand that you arrest the suspect immediately, and many more that do not require that you do so. Oh, I didn't see Dr. Ramaite and Marona Mamukhatle. I acknowledge you. I made a case to the Justice and Correctional Services Portfolio Committee yesterday that if you keep on arresting, because our members of the public that we have failed to own up to the responsibility to educate demand that you arrest. The overpopulation of our correctional facilities that is eating up the budget of Commissioner Mudise will continue. It will grow. Because it is in circumstances where no investigation has taken place that you immediately arrest, meaning in 48 hours' time, people must then appear in court and apply for bail and fill up the space that is already insufficient for convicted inmates. Instead of the magistrates and other judicial officers entertaining cases that have been lingering on in the court system for too long, it is to those who were arrested when it was avoidable who must now be attended to. They must bring their bail applications, which will last for a week or 2 weeks. What then happens to the cases that have been awaiting finalization for a long time. And before you know it, the entire justice system is discredited. People say, you know, these magistrates, these judges don't work. Maybe they were given a bribe. So let's work together. Let's educate one another and make sure that it's only those serious cases where arrest and detention is unavoidable, in relation to which arrests take place. A chicken and a goat and a loaf of bread is important. You need to be dealt with when you steal them, but you don't have to be immediately arrested and clog up the system unnecessarily. Now, everybody knows that our economy needs a lot of sympathy and support from all of us. We have programs lined up as the judiciary to ensure that the promise that the opening of this court and the Constitution holds out to our people, all our people, is realized. And to do so, you need to embark on an aggressive court modernization program. We've got it all worked up. But you know, it is part and parcel of driving a bus. It is part and parcel of ensuring that the bus is serviced. So parliamentarians, Minister, I'm sure you are listening. At some point, we'll need those resources to move away from this laborious court recording and filing system that even holds out a possibility to the dishonest to steal files and frustrate case progression and frustrate even appeals by doing what other comparable jurisdictions have done, and that is digitizing record keeping on and off site, so that even if you can destroy what we have on site, we have storage capabilities elsewhere, cheaply and readily available to the litigant, so that litigation doesn't continue to be as expensive as it is, because we must transcribe all the time and the private sector has to be paid for doing so. It's a very efficiency and effectiveness enhancing system. We have visited some countries and see how it works. And part of it, of course, is not only to delve deep into the audiovisual remands, it is also to make sure that we are able to take evidence from people from as far from here as Cape Town, Botswana, DRC, Congo, and Nigeria. The delays that are occasioned by people having to apply for a visa to come and be accommodated and paid witness fee at great expense can be avoided if you implement what even Swaziland has already begun to implement, of not only postponing cases in that manner, but taking evidence. A lot of delays and escapes, by the way, from prison would be avoided. Commissioner Modisa, I engaged with your officials during my prison visit some time ago. Just to give you one example, in Lichtenburg, they said to me, those inmates who have already been convicted but have pending cases as far as Kimberley, eats up a huge chunk of the budget you have allocated to them. And I said to them, but there is a solution, if only. Resources could be made available so that we computerize, we digitize our systems. You don't have to travel such a long distance from Lichtenburg to Kimberley for a postponement, from Kimberley to Appington for a postponement, or wherever else. You can just call, you see the person here. Those who know him or her are on the other side to confirm that it is the same person you're looking for. So a lot of modernization is called for. And that extends to the judicial case management system that we have partly or partially implemented at the higher courts level, which need to be cascaded down to the magistrates' court. I haven't checked at what time I started speaking, but maybe I should round up. Let me make this point. The commitment to deliver quality justice to South Africans expeditiously is unwavering. Even with the limited resources at our command, we continue to strive for improvement, understanding that our country has but limited resources. We have capabilities to do more stations during the course. That awaited issuing from as far back as 2012. And when the judge president, fulfilling her supervisory role, visited that court, she realized that some courts were hidden, files were hidden somewhere, others stacked somewhere in some building which does not even have light. Judge President Leo here. And that attorneys had not complained to her. So I am begging you to complain to me, to complain to the Judge President. Here is the Secretary General in the Office of the Chief Justice. SG, stand up so that before I say what I need to say. Face them so that they can know you. Approach her. Let her give you the contact details for lodging a complaint with the judiciary, because we've put a system in place. Until you tell us about the frustrations that you have to contend with on a daily basis, we will not be able to address them because we are not everywhere all the time. These are your facilities. Protect them from distraction. Protect them against laziness. Let me just give you another example. I visited some court somewhere. 9 o'clock I arrived there. Some judicial officers were not there. And I asked, where are they? They said, no, on Friday they never come. The public knows. Practitioners know. Please let us know. We don't need these people who discredit the system, because we work so hard to enhance the credibility and the efficiency of the system, and it is, in quotes, a few rotten apples that are causing the public to lose confidence in a system that is otherwise functioning quite efficiently to serve them. Now, transformation is my final point. I often hear all sorts of complaints about lack of transformation in the judiciary. I want to believe that they are born out of ignorance. But I just want to demonstrate to the people of Limpopo that the Judicial Service Commission under my humble leadership has done a lot to transform the judiciary. Judges of the Limpopo High Court, would you please rise for the public to see you? Please stand up. JP, you are one of them. Now, that's the judge president, and in case you think we are gender insensitive, this is the deputy judge president. So there's a Malibongwe dimension there. Thank you. And the judges president who are here, would you please rise for the public to see that we are transforming? No, even you DJPs, stand up. Yes. Magistrates Commission Chair, please stand up. So what kind of transformation are people talking about? Thank you very much. Enjoy the court. We are now aware of the challenges even at the magistrates court level that you are confronted with. We promise to attend to them in collaboration with the minister. Fortunately, the minister and I have got the most excellent working relationship you can ever hope for. Thank you very much.
Malibongwe. Malibongwe. Thank you very much. Reward transformation. Limpopo. Or indeed, the justice system in South Africa, it is now transformed. Rewarding judges or cabinet, spedi, nice changa, nice venda. I cancer. Thank you very much, Chief Justice. The choir, do you have any nice song? The nice one. While the choir is coming, we are now going towards the end of our program. We'll be finishing shortly. I hope the brass band will be ready when I call them at the right time. The choir will be ushering in our acting premier. The choir, if they can come quickly, the most nice one. Choir quickly. Ya uphala lele ya television ya foro. the acting premier, MEC Ndou, the MEC for Public Works and Infrastructure, His Excellency Azwindini Jeremiah Ambassador Ndou, the Deputy Chairperson of the African National Congress in Limpopo, the leader of government business,
Program Director, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Program Director. Chief Justice Mogoeng, Minister of Justice and Correctional Services, Advocate Masutha, the Judge President of the Limpopo Division of the High Court, Judge Makgoba, other judge presidents present here, and members, various members of the judiciary, Executive Mayor of Capricorn District, Councillor Mbe, Executive Mayor of Polokwane Municipality, Councillor Tembing Kadimeng, members of the provincial legislature led by the Deputy Chief Whip, Mam Lydia, members of the Executive Council present here, the Director General of the Department of Justice and Constitutional Development, Mr. Vusi Madonsela, Director General of Public Works, Mr. Dlabantu, Secretary General of the Office of the Chief Justice, Ms. Meme Sijoswingwe, Secretary of Parliament, Mr. Mgidlana, the Chairperson of the Board of Trustees of the Independent Development Trust, Dr. Fikeng, His Grace Bishop Dr. His Grace the Right Reverend Bishop Dr. Bill Khanyane, and His Grace Bishop Dr. Engenas Lekhanyane. The traditional leadership led by the House of Traditional Leadership in the province, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the day has been long, and we shall not prolong it any further than it is necessary with lengthy speeches. Mine is indeed merely to express our gratitude and appreciation of the people of Limpopo for having been offered the state-of-the-art project in our province. In this regard, our sincere appreciation and gratitude goes to the President for leading the efforts to ensure that Limpopo Division of the High Court is no longer just a vision, but a living reality. Indeed, the baby is born and delivered. We thank the Minister of Public Works for the relentless work that has been put in delivering this project. We know the difficulties that were involved. You were alive to many stops you had to pull in order to ensure a successful delivery of this project. We thank all the esteemed members of the judiciary led by Chief Justice Mogoeng for your commitment to the principle of access to justice. Today, the concept of access to justice has got a practical meaning to the people of Limpopo. We are here to say thank you to all stakeholders who are involved in the delivery of this High Court. Without doubt, the opening of this division of the High Court comes with a huge relief to many in the legal fraternity practicing in this province and our people in general. We now also have easy access to the services of advocates thanks to this new High Court. As you will know, until recently, most who practice in the legal fraternity in this part of our country had no choice but to make long southerly trips so that they can be able to access the services of advocates. What this meant was that our people had to travel hundreds of kilometers to simply have access to justice. The establishment of a division of the High Court in this city and in this province has indeed come with positive spin-offs. There's no doubt that this division of the High Court has breathed life to the clear call contained in the RDP document, and we quote that said, the court system should be accessible, affordable, and should be able to be trusted by people. The legal processes should be simpler and in the people's own language, close quote. Indeed, even those who are most vulnerable in our society should be able to invoke the Constitution and law to protect themselves, whether in prison, on the farms, or as domestic workers. Let me conclude, Program Director, by re-inviting everyone to work with us to breathe life to the idea of justice for all. The type of justice that knows neither race nor social status. We once again would like to say thank you to those who were involved in this project, because you have brought justice to Limpopo. We thank you.
A round of applause, please. Thanks very much. According to my program, we are now coming to the end of the program. I've got a few announcements to make. The first announcement, the Minister, the Chief Justice, Babadu Mopele, will be accompanied by MECs, will as well be accompanied by our bishops and the acting king, Baba Lengona, Khebayo Kata, the ribbon there shortly. By that time, the brass band will be presenting their item. In terms of the program, as I said, there's going to be lunch which is going to be served. People have been given the mapanta, unalama black, unalama white. When you are wearing the black one, the lunch will be served in this marquee tent. When you are wearing the white one, there's going to be, and the ushers will be standing here to show you where the lunch is going to be served. In those few words, I want to thank everybody. You were indeed good audience. Kerleka muso, akensa, roribuwa, realeboha. Kamantua, the brass band will be leading Wetapele, Kheba Yemelela, accompanied by those that I've mentioned, Khebayo Katariboni, and opening the plug. The event come to an end here. Thank you very much. Can we all rise when the leadership is getting out? Wait for them to go out.
Constitutional and Correctional Affairs, Minister Masutha, as well as the scissors, pair of scissors. Thank you.
Cell phone down, please.
Well, it's for me to pass it on to the man who will be opening these doors every day, the Judge President of the Limpopo High Court.
Mr. Chief Justice, Mr. Minister, and DG for Public Works, with this key, I hereby undertake and promise that this door will always be open for justice, early in the morning, perhaps even at night, because of the urgent application we do. The key will never be thrown away. It'll just be kept in case there are burglars who worry us. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. It now remains for me to officially, on behalf of the government of the Republic and in deference to the people of Limpopo who deserve this quality of service, hereby cut the ribbon and officially open the doors to this court. Will be open. Where's the thing?
Yes, and we are intending to come next week.
Hey,